Hi everyone, so in this video I'm doing a digital painting, and I did this drawing for the mermay challenge. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's mainly on Instagram. It's like a hashtag mermay, so like MERMAY. So basically artists draw a mermaid every day in the month of May, or it doesn't have to be every single day, but if you want to challenge yourself to draw a mermaid every day, you can, or just, everyone's kind of in the mood of drawing like sea creature type stuff, and it's really inspiring to see everyone else's mermaid drawings. And I wanted to do a digital painting, like a larger, more involved kind of drawing. So I already did a whale with a mermaid, so like I did a traditional watercolor one, but I wanted to also do a digital painting for this challenge. And so far I've been trying to draw a mermaid every day, but I've missed 2 days so far, and it's just, I have a lot of other stuff to do, so I'm definitely not going to be able to do one every single day, but I'm doing one every once in a while, and it's just really fun to come up with different designs for like the tails of the mermaid, or how their hair flows in the water, or just like adding the gills and like extra fins, and there's just a lot of room for creativity. So that's why this challenge is really fun, and that's why a lot of people do this challenge on Instagram. And lately I've been trying to improve my art. I've been trying to do more anatomy studies and sketches. I haven't done as much as I want to, but once I get a lot of the projects done that I'm currently working on, I'm gonna hopefully be able to have a lot more time to practice and improve my drawing skills, because that's something that there's always room for improvement. There's always room to keep on improving your art, and I don't ever want to settle at a point where I feel happy with my art, because there's always room to keep going. And I've never been at a point where I'm like, okay, this is good enough, because it's never good enough. Always in your own eyes, you can see everything that you need to improve on. And definitely me, I have a lot I need to still work on. I'm not comfortable drawing a lot of things, and I'm just trying to add more movement and more motion into my drawings, and I need to work on my foreshortening and perspective, but I'm just trying to take it one small step at a time. And I'm also trying to work on my digital painting. I'm trying to take my time more when I draw. Actually, in general, I'm trying to take my time more when I draw, because I rush things a lot without even realize that I'm rushing them. It's mostly the sketching process that I rush, because I have an idea of what I want it to look like in my head, and then I'm really eager to quickly get it onto the page. And I'm worried if I slow down on a certain area, then I'm gonna forget what I wanted to do, and then it's gonna be stiff, and it always ends up stiff anyway, and I just rush too much and things aren't placed properly, and I don't put enough thought behind what I'm actually putting on the paper. And that's something that I'm trying to work on, is being more patient. I think patience is really important with art, and one of the worst things you can do with your drawings is to rush them, and that's something I really need to work on, is trying to be, I'm patient to a certain extent, but if it's something for a video, then I feel like I need to get it done quickly, because I need to start editing, I need to get it uploaded, because things take a long time to upload with my internet, and I find myself not rushing it so that it looks really messy, but I don't add as much detail as I could, or I don't add as much shading as I could, and I just want to put more time into everything overall. And I want to put more time into focusing on the areas that need improvement. And improvement takes a long time to actually see results, which is why I'm having a sketchbook where I'm gonna just do a bunch of studies in the sketchbook, hopefully fill the sketchbook, and then I can look back and see where I started and where I ended up, and hopefully it's better and not worse. And just anatomy is something that once you know anatomy really well, you can just draw a lot more different things from your mind, and you can just be more flexible with the things with the kind of drawings that you want to create, because you don't feel so limited by your skill level. So that's just my main reason for wanting to improve, just to become a better artist in general. And I enjoyed this. I haven't actually talked about the painting yet, but I wanted to do kind of like a merman, sea creature type character, just to challenge myself to draw male anatomy, because that's something that I've been trying to work on a lot lately. And I stuck with a bluish color palette with a little bit of reds here and there, with the webbed fingers and the fins, and a little bit within the shading, just to give it some more dimension. And the water was a big struggle, the water around the character, because I wasn't initially looking up reference pictures, and I decided I probably should, because water is really hard to draw, and you might be hearing bird noises out the window, but water is something that's really hard to draw because it's so detailed and there's so much movement to it, and if it's a kind of material that if something touches it, it moves and it changes forms, and there's so many different ways it can look, and it reflects the light in a very unique way compared to most objects. So I had to look up reference for that, and I kind of tried to make it look like water. It was a lot of fun though. I like doing thin little brush strokes to kind of help blend colors together because it adds texture, and it's kind of hard to get texture with digital art. That's something that takes a lot of experience and practice to get texture with digital art, because sometimes it ends up being too smooth looking or too airbrush looking, and I'm trying to avoid that by adding more brush strokes. And also I'm working on my values more, so I like to keep a layer above all the coloring, and I put it on color, the layer mode called color, and then you just put a gray or black or a color like that in the color layer, and when you make it visible, it makes everything go to gray tones, so you can see your whites and your blacks, and you can see if your drawing looks good as black and white, then your values are probably okay, and you can like see areas where it needs to be lighter or darker, and just the more contrast your drawing has, just the more lifelike it can look. So that's what I wanted to do with this one, and I've been trying to do that more and more with my digital painting. And I feel like a lot of my digital paintings are kind of too simple, like there's not enough to them. I don't add as much detail as I could. Just looking at a lot of the stuff I've done over the last few months, I just see like there's a lot of blank backgrounds and not very interesting characters, so that's definitely something I want to work on in the future. And as this drawing was going, it started off as something that I liked, and then as I was working on it, it started to look a lot worse, and then I kind of took a step back from it for a few days, and then I came back to it, and I think it looks a lot better than I thought it was going to turn out to be when I was working on it. I thought it was going to be a lot worse than it is, and I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. I'm not completely done at this point doing the voiceover, but I'm close to being done. And there's a lot of things about the composition I was trying to get right, and I kept fixing his arm, and I kept like looking at references of arms above heads just to see how that anatomy looks. I don't think it's that correct. I think it's kind of convincing, but it might not be technically correct. So that, yeah, I've been working on arms a lot, actually. The sketches that I've been doing for anatomy practice have been arms, because I struggle so much with making the arms connect to torsos. Like the torsos and arms of male and female characters are really hard for me to do, but that's something that I've been trying to work on, because it's good to like find your weaknesses and try to improve them, because then you become a better artist. But I feel like I keep saying the same thing over and over. So I hope you enjoyed seeing this video. I had a lot of fun with it. I always say that, but I do have a lot of fun when I do digital painting. I really like digital painting because you can just fix things as you go, and it's just instant. Like you don't have to wait for anything to dry. That's why I really like digital art. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video.